We're back at it again. This is the Rocket Ridge Rusty Show, episode 11. And in episode 11, I am going to be teaching you how to cut a notch out of a 2x4. Now this will be a U-shaped notch we will be cutting. We will first start with marking it out, and then we will be marking it on both sides, and then we will cut this piece of wood out. You will learn how to cut a notch out of a 2x4. Again, that is a U-shaped notch, and this video will be helpful if you are making notches in pieces of wood. If you didn't hear that, again, we will be making a U-shaped notch out of a piece of wood. Here's our work table. We have our 2x4 right here, and we are going to mark out a notch now. Okay, so let's see here. So we're making a YouTube video here. We're gonna figure out this notch. I'm just gonna find the center first. Okay, I'm gonna take my tape measure. All right, we got a 28.5 piece of wood here. All right, so that's gonna be 14 1/4. Okay, we got our center. I'm gonna take this square and I'm gonna mark this line as my center. Now you could cut wherever you want. For this video, I'm gonna do it this way. All right. So I'm making an 8-inch notch. Okay. Now we're gonna take that, just make our lines a little heavier so we can see our lines. Okay. I'm gonna cut it 1 3/4 inches into the wood. That's half of the 2x4. If you were paying attention in episode 10, and I hope you were. I hope you learned something. We're going to square this line this way. We're going to square it this way. And we're going to connect our lines. Oh, this is not long enough. We'll get our 2-foot level here. Okay. We'll use this as a straight edge. Mark our line. So now we got a notch going into our piece of wood here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to square it across. I want my lines on both sides. Again, we're using the power saw in this video. There are many other tools to make this cut easier. But if we can learn to master the power saw in these videos, then when we're ready for the other tools, we'll see exactly how easy they are to make this easier. And we will get smarter. Okay? Now, I have my lines marked out on both sides. That's going to be my notch. Now what I want to go over with you real quick about cutting notches with the power saw is that your notch is going to have to be bigger than the size of the blade you're working with. So if you got a power saw with a small blade, well, that's your maximum notch size, okay? So if you're cutting with the full-size power saw, that's why I made this notch 8 inches long, because I'll need to fit the power saw blade into there and set the blade to cut through the wood. Alright, so I set my cut up on top of a couple different blocks of wood. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my lines here. Alright, you're going to watch this. I'm going to just set the blade, the depth of my line. I'm going to spin the camera around. I can't. Never mind. Got the saw in my hand. Alright. I said before, again, this is the Rocket Ridge Rusty Show, and we're all learning together here on this YouTube channel in this beautiful day. Okay, so here I cut to the line, so you can see I cut to the line. Okay, now I'm going to cut this way into the line. Okay, now watch this. You're going to take the blade, you take the guard up. Well, you got to be careful with this. Again, this is something you got to be careful and be safe. See, I know what I'm doing. Set the blade a little deeper, because I don't know that I cut all the way through. All right. Now I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to finish what I can on this side, cutting. Okay. Now I cut both sides around. All right. This is going to just break now. What? See that? Wow, look at that, huh? Now I want to show you something. You see how smooth that is? Okay. So we got a little edge there, right? Remember what we did before? We took this sharp chisel, and again, you're going to give it a couple taps. Just going to get that out, clean it up. It's really just that simple. Taps, and you get that extra. That's where the blade couldn't get to, right? Because it's a circle. The blade is a circle, and you don't want to cut past your lines. Again, so now what I'm going to do is get you. All right, so let's look at this piece of wood. And we got our notch, you see? It's a perfect notch, and I did this with the power saw. I didn't use any other type tools. Now I am going to show you in the next episode how to make small notches, because I said we could do it with the power saw. It's just a matter of figuring it out. You know, it's not an easy way to do it, but it can be done without the jigsaw or the other tools that we're going to learn about in later videos. Anyways, so again, remember, always have a, chisel when you're making these type of cuts to, if you want to make them more perfect. If it's just a rough cut for a framing for a notch, you might not need the chisel, but just keep it on you anyway. So this has been the Rocket Ridge Rusty. Oh, well, you know what? Let's just take the tape measure. I'm going to just lean this here and show you. Okay. Do this all one hand, right? So it's 1 3/4 inches. Okay. Just try to get you close up here. And it's 8. So it's 8, see? I don't know if you could see that, but I could see it. And it's 8. So it came out pretty good. Again, this is this is episode 11, Rocket Ridge Rusty Show, and we just learned how to cut a notch out of a 2x4 using a power saw, a tape measure, a square, and we cleaned it up with a chisel and a hammer. I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you watch more episodes.